Hi, welcome to this video to show you how to create a dynamic gradebook for your class. So the idea is that at the end of the video you should be able to produce something that looks a bit like this. This is in Power BI, which is a free piece of software that you can download and get on your computer, on your desktop, and then you can use that to connect to a very basic Excel workbook, and you import the data from Excel and you can then manipulate it to give you a gradebook that is, as I say, dynamic and changes as you update the Excel gradebook itself. So let's have a look at a few things first. We need to look at the Excel gradebook and then we'll come back and we'll see how you develop something that looks a bit like this. So the gradebook, first of all, is slightly different to how you might normally do it as a teacher. Normally you'd have your students here, so down to my 30 students, and then across the top I would put in, topic 1, topic 2, assessment 1, etc., and I'd give them the grades. Here you have to do slightly differently to allow it to come through to Power BI in its most simplest form. So you can see here I've got my students, and then I've got my subject, gender, the date that the assessment was done, or the homework, or however it is you want to do it, topic, type, the name of the assessment, either their score or their level, whether it was late, and any comments that I wanted to add. I've done some data validation, so I've just created two lists on another page. One is, these are the types, so homework, quiz, assessment, mock and end of unit topic test. And then this list is for the comments, so I could add more comments to this or change the comments if I wanted to. And then all I've done is where I've got my homework type, so column G is just data validated, so I can only choose from those topics. And you can see here the comments, they're validated, so I can only choose from those comments. You don't have to do that, but that's the way I've just set it up. So this is the first one on rivers. It was a homework piece and I gave them a percentage score. All you then do is you copy out the geography, the subject, the gender and their name, and all I would do there is then copy, go to the bottom of the sheet. I've already set it so the top line stays the same. I'm just going to scroll through, and then all I do is I put in the names. I want a date for my assessment, so I'm just going to say 13. Use your Excel copy down, so just make sure you've highlighted it. Topic that we're going to do, let's do rivers, lower course, and it's going to be, just going to drag that down, and it's going to be an assessment, and that's the same for everyone in the class, so I'm just going to drag it all the way down. Assessment name, I'm going to call it lower course. Again, that's the same, so I can drag that all the way down for everyone. And then this is where I put in their scores or their levels, so I'm just going to give people a level. This is whether it was late or not. This was probably done in class, so I'm not going to put down any lates there, but you could put late if it was a homework. And then the comments, I can just drag down that blank comment from the top, and then if there were any comments to put on a student, so let's go down to these three here. That looks like they clearly revised and they've done well, so I'm going to do that and drag down so they've got those three. And then for the next assessment you just obviously do exactly the same and put it in underneath. Just going to save that, and that's it basically for your actual Excel sheet. Then you need to go into Power BI, which is the free piece of software like I said, and we've just put that in. So if I now go to the top and click refresh, I've already linked the Excel sheet with the Power BI, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. I'm going to click on refresh and we should see that as it goes through and refreshes, that assessment should be added to the data that's on this sheet. So all you need to do is literally click on refresh, and there we go, lower course has been added, and this particular student, Chloe Barkley, has got a grade 5. So I can see lots of things like their level, their score, and it's added lots of things to the graphs as well. So let's just have a quick look about how we build this out then. So at the top here, you'd click on Excel and you'd then import the data from an Excel workbook. You literally find the workbook and then you click on the sheet that you have all your information in. Usually it's going to be sheet 1, and you press done. Once you've done that, you then get your sheet come in. I can right click on that and rename it. So I'm going to just call that Year 8 Geog. And then within that has got all of the column names that we were using. So let's start to build this out. If you wanted to change the background, then you could go into the background here, the wallpaper it normally is, and if I wanted it to be black, I can change it to black. That's where I prefer that sort of black, the white on black. But let's just keep it as white for the moment. So the first thing I'll probably need to do is bring in a slicer so I can choose which students I want to have a look at. So I just click on slicer and it's going to put a slicer in for me. Really simple. I'm just going to choose their surname, put it onto the slicer, and there we have all the names that I can then choose from. So I can move that around, manipulate it, make it bigger. I can put it at the top here if I go. I can have it just as a drop down rather than a list if I want to, but I'm just going to leave it there for the moment. Now I'm going to bring in a table, which was the next section that we need to build out. So when I click on the table, I'm just going to make it to a slightly bigger table over here. Just move it down slightly. And in the table, I'm going to start to add my values. So I'm going to put their full name, and you can see there's that full name come through. I am then going to put subject that we know they're doing. I'm going to put the topic that it's about. I'm going to bring in their percentage score, and I'm going to bring in the level, whether it was late, and the comments. Now you can play around with that and move it around and put in what you want to show, and then when I click on a particular student, it will just give me that student's information. So you can see here that this is actually adding them all up, so I don't really want that, I want an average. So again, I'm just going to click on the table so it's highlighted, and in the percentage score I actually want to go to the drop down, I want an average. So now it won't actually average the assessment here, because it was one assessment, 65%, but it averages everything out. I need to do the same for level. I want an average to give me an average level for the student, and the rest can be left as it is. Clicking on the roller allows me to change the format, so I quite like the style at the bottom, which is condensed. That's quite nice, I quite like that style. I can then move that around and manipulate it to wherever I want to go. The next thing I'm going to do is put in a card. So again, just move it to where you want it. I've got mine above, so we're just going to put the card there, and we want to bring in their percentage score. Again, it's just adding them all up, so I want to have an average. So again, it will bring up this average to be much more prominent and give me a score up here. So I've got 3 cards above here, so what I can do here is right click on it, copy visualization, click away, and then press Ctrl V to paste it, and then I've got another one that's exactly the same. So if I've changed any formatting, I can use it, but I don't want that again, so I can take that out, and this time I want the level. Again, I need an average. Again, click away, Ctrl V, gives me the 3rd one that I've got over here. Again, move it across. Don't want that again, so I'm going to take out the average of score, and this time I want number of lates to go in there, so I can see quite quickly how many lates. It's giving me the It's giving me the first and last. What I want is a count of the number of lates. So click on count, and there you go. See there's one late, one late. Now within each of these, you can change the actual title of the card. So if I want to, I'm quite happy with the average because they are the averages. I could change that to number of lates, but I'm going to leave that for the moment. The next thing I've done is you can bring in some of these charts. So I'm just going to bring in a chart. Again, you can click on it or you can drag it in. Let's just click on it. It didn't drag in for me for some reason. And I'm going to just create a chart, and I'm going to put mine down here. And again, you just need to start bringing things in. So what we've got here, this is assignment type. So I want the axis to be assignment types. And I want their assignment type by percentage score, so that's the value. So you can see I need to change that again to an average. So you can see here for this student, Baker, they've done a class quiz and a homework that's had a percentage score, and these are the scores that they've got. If I hover, it's 90, and 62 is the average of the homework because they've done more than one homework. I can then do the same thing, so just click away. I'm going to bring in another chart, again from the top. I quite like using these red lines to get things into some sort of order, so it'll give you where the bottom is. This time again, I want the assignment type to be my axis, but this time I want the levels as the values. And again, I want to have an average. So again, assessment. So the average is 4.5 because they've done more than one assessment, etc., etc. So you just build these out so that you can then have all the information that you want in a particular area. I'm just going to move that up so it doesn't go further down. And then you just build it out really, and add in values that you're looking for. This is the kind of main one that I quite like because it's telling you the topics and the types of assignment that you've set as well, so you can have a look at just homework or just assignment assessments. So we could add another slicer. If I was to put another slicer in, I'm going to just move it over to the top. So I could put another one here, and I could make that assignment type in the field, and then I could just say, okay, well, what about all the assessments for that particular student? So there's just the assessments. So again, you can build things out. If I click away from that student, it will give me all the students and the average level for that assessment type of being assessment in this case. So yeah, you'd build it out and you'd put in the data you're wanting. So in my one, I've done percentage score by type and topic, I've done level by type and topic, and then I've added a line graph and a date selector at the bottom. So yeah, that's how you build out a dynamic gradebook. I will be posting some other videos to show you how to do things like conditional formatting on a particular column, which is useful for quickly visualising if they're under or over a particular target you're looking for. So keep an eye out for those. But thank you very much for watching. Check out my other videos, and if you like and subscribe, then you'll keep up to date with what's coming out. Thank you.